Why am I sat in the Model 3 to start this video when it was the Model X I've had issues with? Well, let's cut back to when I first received this car. I get up to go into the car this morning. I get in as normal and I just notice water all over the seats, all over the center console, dripping from the top and on the screen, down on the bottom, the floor was sodden. So yeah, I don't know what has happened. Obviously, we've got a defective Model 3.
I knew this would be the case. When they phoned, I knew that they would say they were unable to find a problem, so they're going to fault it. They're not going to repair it. So they've done no work to the Tesla.
I can see the footage, but the fact is, whatever happened then is not happening now. So we absolutely cannot we can't find any problem with the car.
So I shouldn't have taken the vehicle back. I wish I'd have checked the front when we left. There was water all inside the front this morning, like a lot of water. I wish I'd checked the front. I should have took the vehicle back. Could have got a refund. I could have argued a refund. Now I can't argue a refund. I doubt it.
I can already see it. Come on, Tesla. How did they do this? Now look. The clips don't seem to be damaged. Look, the airbag's hanging out. That was last year, and all those problems have been fully fixed. But then you're saying, well, what about the thumbnail? There was problems with the Model X. And actually, I've had quite a few issues with the Model X already, and I want to talk through them. And in the Tesla investing world, people call this FUD. This is not FUD. That is fear, uncertainty, and something else. Bad things. And this is not FUD. I'm not spreading FUD. This is my genuine opinion. And please hang around right until the end, just because I give a full conclusion on this. And in my opinion, it's only good stuff. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. So first of all, guys, please subscribe, like, all that kind of goodness. It is much appreciated. It goes a long way. So recently I had an issue with the Model X, and as you can see by the thumbnail, I had to get it fixed. What was it? A big bolt went through my tire and popped the tire. And loads of people are going to be thinking, well, what's that got to do with it being a Tesla? There was actually quite a lot of issues with it being a Tesla. So one of the things is when the guy came to fix the car, I didn't notify him it was a Tesla. I just told him the tire size over the phone because I didn't want to get bumped on price. Anyway, when he turned up, he did not have a clue how to jack the car. He was really worried about the battery pack. He was really uncertain of where to put I told him that he had to use a puck. He was really worried about all these things, which caused a lot of confusion. And he said that he hates working on electric vehicles for this reason, especially Teslas. Now, I don't think that's that bad. And I don't think that's that bad of an issue. The Tesla got a flat tire and the guy struggled to fix it. That's not Tesla's fault. That's just the fact that they're a new company. We've got a new tire on the car, 120 quid down the drain there. They had to come and replace the tire. Why? Because a massive bolt went through the tire. Why is that Tesla's fault? Well, there was an issue. The guy was really worried about jacking the car up. So I probably sat there for an extra hour just because he didn't want to damage the battery pack. And this is one of the issues with Teslas. People don't know about them. It's a foreign company. So people don't know that much about them, which means that they're a little bit iffy on the repair side of things. So let me first just list all the issues I had with my two Teslas. I own two Teslas. One of them's a used one of them's a brand new one. Let's start with the Model 3. The Model 3, we had instantly a leak from the roof. Water was coming into the cabin. There was a few issues with the trim, and and the boot didn't shut perfectly. So these were the first few issues that I had with the car. Now the service centre have since, and it was a bit of a debate. If you go back from my old videos, you'll know I did have quite a lot of issues with the service centre.
I can see the footage, but the fact is, whatever happened then is not happening now.
But after they admitted that there was a leak, all of those things have been fixed and there is no subsequent issues. So since then, so we're talking about 4 or 5 months after owning a Tesla, now I've had the car for another 7 or 8 months.
there's been no issues with the Model 3, nothing at all. So now we move on to the Model X. What issues have I had with the Model X? Well, one, there is a sensor issue with the charge port where it likes to flap open randomly, which I will be getting sorted. The screen has been a bit of an issue. It needs updating to the newest software because sometimes it will freeze and it will shut itself down. And more recently, the tyre popped, or the tyre got punctured. Now, Teslas don't do spare tyres because the tyres that they use, well, it saves weight, but the tyres that they use, modern technology, if they get a nail go through them, usually it's got a little gel inside it, it heals itself. They are the Pro Pilots, I think, that we had on there. And it would have fixed itself. It's probably happened loads of times that it fixed itself. With this bolt was so big that it just tore through the whole tyre. And the reason that it was an issue is because the guy struggled to replace the tyre. Again, it's not Tesla's fault. It's whoever left that gigantic bolt in the floor. So why am I making this video? Why am I making this video? The reason I'm making this video is because, one, I wanted to get your attention. I had the car up on a jack. So there's a point I've been wanting to make about Teslas for a long time. And that point is, this is the reason you should buy a Tesla. This is the reason you should buy a Tesla. All cars are designed to fail. They have fail points. They have things that need to be fixed regularly. Teslas aren't designed that way. So in a normal car, the clutch will go after a certain amount of miles. The gearbox will go after a certain amount. The brake pads will go after a certain amount of miles. You need oil changes after a certain amount. You need this after a certain amount of miles. Engine replaced. All these things, they are designed that way. The combustion engine is old technology, but they are designed to have fail points. Why? Why would traditional car manufacturers do it that way? That is because they make a large portion of their profit and revenue through their service centers. Tesla don't want you at their service centers because they're not making that much money off it. Normal car companies, traditional automotive companies, want you at their service centers because that is where they make a lot of their revenue. Okay, how do we know this? The reason that we know this is because traditional car makers have started making EVs recently. If you see the way those EVs are made, they are made so they can be serviced. Unlike Teslas, they will need regular servicing. There's certain things in those cars and the way that they make those cars that they will need servicing. Probably not as much as their combustion engine counterparts, but enough so they still have that service income coming through. Why don't Tesla do this? Why is it that Tesla don't need that service fee? What is the reason for it? And there's one big reason, and it is the one big reason you should firstly buy a Tesla, and it's a second reason maybe you should look into investing in Tesla, not investment advice. And that is because Tesla's mission statement is to advance the electrification of the automotive world. Advance. What benefit to that mission statement, to that mission that Tesla have, would it be if their cars were breaking down all the time? How would that help if their cars needed replacing every 10 years? Tesla are trying to make cars that do not need replacing, that do not need new motors all the time, new batteries all the time. Their mission is to make a car that's going to last a long time so the electrification process can happen sooner rather than later. And I think that's a thing that people aren't factoring in. What is the point I'm trying to make with this video? My main point is there are a lot of nerves around buying Teslas because of their quality control, because of the maintenance, fear over it being a new company and not being able to supply parts, all these kind of things. Now, whilst there is teething problems, all of my issues have been fixed completely. I've not had any issues since. All of them have been fixed. It's a growing company, and even with it being a growing company, I still managed to get the door replaced on the Model 3. So that had to be shipped from America. So there's parts there as well. That wasn't Tesla's fault, someone crashed into me. All of these things are worrying for a buyer. That is something you're considering. It's maybe a reason that people are picking a Ford Mustang. The differences between Tesla and Ford is that Ford need that income from the servicing. So you buy a Ford Mustang, there are things designed in that, trust me, there are things designed in that will need servicing. That is how Ford operates as a company. It's how Nissan operates as a company. It's all the... Tesla doesn't. So my point is, If you are worried about the servicing, if you are worried about issues and fail points, don't be. Tesla's whole intention eradicates the need to have fail points. The need to have fail points? Well, yeah, it does eradicate the need to have fail points, but it also is a motivation to not have fail points. Tesla doesn't want your car turning up at their service center. Tesla doesn't want you returning that car in 10 years. It doesn't want you returning a car every single year. It wants you to keep that car for as long as possible because it's trying to advance the electrification, Model 3, of the world automotive industry. I'm excited about this, guys. And the thing is I thought about this recently. This thought came into my head about why Teslas are so good, why we should be buying Teslas. And it's because their ethos, their motto is electrification of the world. Now think of their motivation behind every decision they make is to electrify the world. So if you have an issue and it's something you're thinking about, just think to yourself, what issue could that cause? Here's one issue it could cause on the negative side of things, which is a little bit of FUD for you guys who don't like FUD. And that is, I received my Model 3, it probably hadn't gone through quality control, or it was rushed through quality control. Why was it rushed through quality control? Because Tesla are trying to advance the electrification of the world. So there's a negative spin on it. But I'm not that bothered about that. It got fixed in the end. And I also think the quality control is now in place. But at the time, they had to think, should we push as many cars through as possible and or should we slow that push through and get quality control sorted first? They decided the former. So there's two ways of thinking about it, but in my head, it's mainly a positive. They do not want your car turning up every week. They do not want your car turning up at all. They want it to be a maintenance-free car so you can carry on driving and they can carry on electrifying the world. And that's kind of it, guys. That's my passionate plea today. I was really feeling this message. I hope it's been portrayed and articulated in the way that I'm trying to articulate it. Sorry if you feel clickbaited by the tyre. There was a few issues with the tyre being changed, and that was just because the car is still foreign to people. But yeah, apart from that, these are amazing cars. They are genuinely maintenance free. Which car on earth that's 100 and something thousand pound, almost exotic car, some people consider the Model X that car, big 4x4, has low maintenance as this car? After 70,000 miles, I have hardly any maintenance on this car. The only thing that's happened so far is a tyre change. The only thing on the Model 3 is nothing. So they are pretty much maintenance free. And if you like the sound of that, there's a link in the description. By gosh, it'll get you 1,000 free supercharging miles and it'll get me 1,000 free supercharging miles. Why haven't you done it yet? As always, guys, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like the video. Please subscribe for more content like this. Hit me some suggestions. What do you guys want to see? What do you want to see below? Let me know. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace! Guys, look at the irony of this. I probably spun around for like 10 minutes to film that video. Brand new tyre. Look at that. Are you kidding me? Ugh. See, if that was the more expensive tyres, I would be able to pull that out, 120 quid down the drain there. Like the video, subscribe, guys. I'm gonna have to get this tyre fixed now.